Hello, this is Kurt Brown, also known as Saint Rambone, investigative journalist on government crimes and finance and medicine. Somewhat retired, but I drove through Oklahoma City today, or the other day, and there was a tower there that looked very much like something of a Chinese model they've taken on. It towers over the rest of the city of Oklahoma City. It's a huge tower, and it's ugly as hell. It looks like something out of Vancouver, British Columbia in the wintertime, but it's there in Oklahoma City in the summer, and it looks like hell. But that's another issue. I want to talk about China and how they got their hooks into Oklahoma City and what's going on. As you know, 2 bankers were arrested, allegedly. Zhu and Zhu from the Bank of China out of Macau. Their currency is the Makata. I think that's what it was. Macau currency. They were called 483 million US dollars. It took me a while to figure out what was going on, but I remember a discussion with some bank examiners at the FDIC in San Francisco. He liked to put things in wheel designs. It helps you understand currency. I also thought of the exchange of chemicals and such because I'm trained in chemistry, where nothing is lost and everything is accounted for. $483 million. Why am I so interested in this? A bomb, which I called a meteorite or something, almost hit me in 2004, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I had been injected earlier that year, forced to have that injection, and had a stroke at the hands of the federal government, at their bequest, I'm sure of it. The same thing happened at LAVA Westwood in 2001 because they only shut me up on the FDIC bank exam. Now they just call me crazy. They say I cannot sue them because it's been over 5 years, but the reason I didn't sue them in 2005 when I discovered I'd had a stroke was because I was too sick to sue. I didn't want to sue anybody because I was too sick. They'd injected me several times. I've been in exile, tortured, run off the roads. I didn't know if I could win the case. I spoke with an attorney in Flagstaff today. He told me that it was over 5 years old, and they would just say I was crazy anyway. I advise you to watch out for Flagstaff Medical Center. Anything in Arizona, New Mexico, or Nevada. In the year 2001, they allowed the passing of a law under the Title 36 laws, Title 36-520 law in particular. It allows you to be held against your will and forcibly injected with chemicals. Some people have been actually injected crossing the border. I was just going to a hospital to have a burn checked on my neck. I was a federal bank examiner. I would never do that again. They killed a regional director. They call everyone else crazy or criminal, while those in power themselves at the top of these agencies are crazy or criminal. After all, I was terminated from the FDIC and I went independent. And that's the problem, because I'm also not only in finance but in medicine. And I use financial medicine techniques together, combined to get what I want. Often I run tests of sort of a diagnostic nature. I learned how to diagnose parasites, and I use that in finance and auditing. I want to show you this design. This is the wheel design. You might notice that money goes from the casinos and such in the United States and banks. Money needs to be laundered. It can be sent to China, put through their banks in their casinos. I'm talking about U.S. dollars. U.S. dollars can be converted at a lower rate. At the same banks and casinos, they send money back to the United States, which is in the Takata or Makata, whatever, the Macau currency. They send it back to the United States. They convert it into dollars at a lower rate of exchange, or washing, I should say, a lower rate of laundering the money. Then the United States government also has those in the Reserve and Treasury and FDIC who loan trillions of dollars overseas to Switzerland. I am certain that the informal government that supported Adolf Hitler, it was in power then, just as they are now, and they're still making money off of us. I'd like to close that door, but I am under attack. I need protection. I've asked for shelter, and instead of shelter, I'm giving attacks. Yes, the Oklahoma City also had a earthquake in Sparks, Oklahoma. They say it's because they're injecting new materials into the ground to extract oil. However, I was also hit with something like a bomb or something in 2004. in Brahman while traveling. They're very suspicious over in Sparks. Earthquakes from this stuff. I did not go to Sparks. I drove past it. Then there's a Starbucks. I was in Bakersfield recently at Starbucks using my computer, and someone came in and stood next to me and started hacking into it with a handheld device. I had to reload my computer, basically my software suite, and had to do a restore. The lawsuit that I wanted to file against Flagstaff Medical Center for injecting me and torturing me in 2004. I am Kurt Brown, because as I said, the attorneys told me I could not sue them because the statute of limitations had expired. The LAVA Westwood, I put something on their Yelp page today on Yelp regarding their forced injections and forced medical procedures. It's now called the Los Angeles Medical Center. It's no longer called LAVA Westwood. It's Los Angeles Medical Center. It's right off the 405 freeway in Los Angeles and Santa Monica and Westwood. Beware of that place. There were a lot of complaints there on Yelp. If you do a search for Los Angeles Medical Center on Yelp.com, you will find the truth. Beware. They're underpaid, overworked, and have major attitudes, and they will sink you and cut you up because they work for the syndicates inside the government. Deep down, the police do anyway, the federal government. It's not always them. Treasury and Secret Service are there. They were the ones who probably injected me, Kurt Brown, former FDIC bank examiner. Haldol, beware of that. It will give you a stroke. I think I've had a stroke from it. They gave me too much. If you can, leave America. That's my opinion. Or just don't expect much from this place. You're not going to have anything. You have no assets, you have nothing to lose. Here's my picture. There's how currency flows. You may notice that dollars flow from here, the United States, over here, right there. They flow over here to Macau. There they are converted into Macau money, which is Makata or Mataka. Comes back. They take that money, then they take the money that they will have casinos. They want to convert over in Macau. They take it over here to the United States through casinos and such as in Las Vegas, in other cities, and also probably straight to some banks and through the FDIC. Money is converted, and the National Treasury Employees Union knows of this. I'd like to go to work back as a bank examiner for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. I'd like to make sure that no more $2 trillion, $1 trillion loans are coming out and going over to Switzerland, converted into euros or Swiss francs, because none of that money comes back. You might notice there's no line coming back. That's money they're supposed to pay back, but it probably never will be paid back because the United States is corrupt. Run if you can. Sweet Carol, who's the best bank examiner in the world? He was the best investigative journalist ever. She told me I dug myself a hole I couldn't get out of. This is my boss at the FDIC after Y2K. I talk about this on Quatrains 12. She told me I dug myself a hole I could not get out of. In my mind I asked her, am I in the abyss? Am I a bad Don? A Polly-on? Or just Saint Rambone? Oh, it's not the heart, Jack. It's the hunger. The hunger. The hunger. The hunger. The hunger. The hunger. The hunger.